Hey guys, welcome to Akosua Live. Please forgive my appearance. I have to do my hair on camera today because, as I've shared with you guys before, Afro textured hair is extremely difficult to take care of, and it takes me a long amount of time to do my hair and take care of it, and moisturize it and nurture it properly. And so I'm at a point where I'm comfortable enough to do my hair on camera while I talk about writing, publishing, and books. And that's exactly what I'm going to do today while I put in Bantu knots. All right, so today, and I'm going to be looking down at my notebook because that's where my notes are so that I know that I'm staying on track with the topic. And yeah, I usually would have my glasses on when I'm reading off my book, but um my glasses right now are really loose. I went to the eyewear store, the eye shop, whatever you call it, and I went to get my glasses tightened, and it wasn't done well. So every time I look down, they fall down my face, and it gets annoying after a while, continually pushing up my glasses. And if you wear glasses, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, enough about that. So today we're actually going to be talking about writing anxiety. Okay, today we're going to actually be talking about. Mommy, I'm done pooping. Okay. All right, so we're going to talk about writing anxiety, what it is, what causes it, and what strategies you can implement to deal with writing anxiety while I put Bantu knots in my hair. All right, so I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be looking down because my notebook is right here with what I'm talking about so that I make sure I stay on track. So if I'm looking down, that's why. All right, so let me turn the camera a little bit. Okay, so writing anxiety is a term for tension, worry, nervousness, and a wide variety of negative feelings when giving a writing task. So, some thoughts or some things that may be going through your head to identify if you have writing anxiety is I sit down, but then I choke. I paralyze myself by overthinking. I feel completely unprepared, and I'm terrified that my ideas won't be good enough. Okay. I need to add more water to my hair. So those are, some of the thoughts that someone who has writing anxiety would be thinking, going through. All right, now what causes it? Fear of judgment, fear of not doing well, fear that criticism of an essay is the same as criticism of a person's self-worth, fear from past bad memories and negative experiences with academic writing, fear that a teacher will not agree with your argument, pressure of feeling the first draft must be perfect, disorientation from not managing time in multiple projects well, and feeling alone in the process. Those are all what causes writing anxiety. And as you can see, that there's a lot there. It's common, and I want to, create this space so that anybody who's going through it, because I know some of us go through it, I go through it, we're not paralyzed by it. Now, I got my sources just now from Berkeley EDU, and I'm going to, I'm going to have this article in my newsfeed on Facebook and on LinkedIn. And I have another article that I came across that I really liked regarding the topic of writing anxiety that I'm going to share as well. I'm going to share as well on my Facebook newsfeed as well as LinkedIn. All right. Now, It looks like I'm about to get through my live before I even finish my hair, y'all. So that means I'm still gonna have to do my hair off camera. Mind you, I started off camera too. All right. So, what strategies you can implement to deal with writing anxiety? Okay, let's get into it. What strategies can you implement to deal with writing anxiety? You can get a support group, get support in general, right? So that can be a writing group, that can be a writing buddy, that can be you talking to your friends and your family. My family, I love to talk about books with my family and friends. It's, not just outside of business. Obviously, I'm a business, but I love talking about writing with my family and friends, because, I want my brother to write an Amakoso motivational quote book. For his business, he just started a holistic health business. I want my sister to write a collection of poems because I know that she writes poetry, but I've never gotten a chance to read her poetry, and I want to do that. And I know my brother, the oldest, he has a young adult uh, fiction novel that we talk about, and I love. He's so passionate about that genre, really knowledgeable about that genre, and I just enjoy talking about that genre with him because he tells me, or he's been telling me that I have to write a young adult fiction novel, and I agree with him. I do. So yeah, like, get your support. That's really, really important, really, really crucial. Go out in nature is the next one. And I love going out into nature. Oh my God, I love going out into nature. One of my favorite things to do at one point was to go to the park, a really nice park with a really beautiful scenery, and read Dear Nice Girl. And it would just put me in the best mood and headspace for the day. And what I also would do is write, right? Because if you know, the Amakoso motivational quote book consists of 50 quotes and 50 passages explaining each quote, and blank pages throughout the book for the reader to write down the thoughts that spark. And you're forced to write, you're forced to reflect. That's the purpose of Dear Nice Girl. And it helps me with my writing anxiety because for me, reading and writing goes hand in hand. Any and every project I have undertaken in terms of my book publications, reading played a crucial role in that process. Very, very crucial role in that process. And it still does, to this day, as I now as I now write my fourth book, The Dear Nice Girl Stories. And it's an urban novel. I've never written an urban novel before. And so I've been doing a lot of research and coming across new authors who I've never heard before. So, all of that plays a role into how I can implement these strategies that I'm sharing with you guys, and how I can be proactive with this very real thing that is writing anxiety. Okay. Oh, let's sip some water. My lips are a little dry. I don't got no lip gloss or nothing. So, right, water is more important. All right, so the next one is getting a professional editor, which is so crucial in the writing process. Something that wasn't emphasized in college. It's not emphasized in school at all. But just getting an editor is so helpful with writing anxiety. And that's one of my Wait, did they mention that here? I'm not sure. I'm still using Berkeley, but I also added in some of my sauce as well. But getting an editor, if you are a writer, it's a must. Okay, I'm a publishing firm, publishing consultant, and I have editors. Now, luckily, you know, Amakosua, I've been able to put Amakosua in a position where it runs with having an editing staff, an editing team. And so I already know who I'm going to when it comes to my projects, with people who I know, whose work I love, whose work I adore in terms of editing and even in terms of writing. And I know that they're going to help me get to where I need to get to, in terms of writing and completing my writing goal. Okay, now the next one is create a schedule around who you are and not a perception of who you think you should be. This is a quote from Dear Nice Girl, so I'm going to read that again. Create a writing schedule around who you are and not a perception of who you think you should be. Now, I am in what I would consider a very vulnerable state right now. My hair is a very intimate part of me personally. That may not be necessarily true for everybody. But with the amount of attention and care that it requires to manage my hair, I literally wrote down my Akosua Live as I was doing my hair, just multitasking. I washed my hair, conditioned it. Now I'm putting my leave-in, my moisturizer. I had to work that into my work schedule today because I knew that I had to wash my hair that, was building up with dandruff and flakes, and I have to take care of that, but I also still have a business to run. So, I'm not used to people presenting their business the way I am right now. And you could comment, let me know, if that's making sense. I'm not used to people presenting unless they are obviously like a hair blogger or hair YouTuber. Then that warrants a video like this. But I'm a publisher, I'm an entrepreneur, an author. So for me, I had to get over the perception that I had for what it looks like to be a publishing consultant and a publisher, and understand that I have Afro textured hair that's very difficult to maintain, but I need to keep it up. And so I have to personally incorporate it into what I'm already doing with my business. Okay, that's literally a slam dunk example, straight to the point example. Okay, now, did I put in? Yeah, I did. Now, the last but not, nope, I have two more. The next one is to read, and I mentioned that a little bit, but I'm just emphasizing it more. Reading is fundamental. As elementary as that sound, it's so true. Reading is fundamental, and reading is literally a part of my lifestyle. My husband was telling me the other day that he notices my mood differently when I don't read as opposed to when I read. And I don't think I would have taken a second thought had he not said that. Because, I've always been sharing that I read when it's time for me to write and I have a writing goal. But I haven't had a writing goal for, months, for quite some time. But I still needed to read, and reading was really important during that time where writing wasn't as much as a focus for me or priority, if you will. So yes, read. You have to read to become a better writer. It's really inevitable, and don't take it as I have to read books. You can read articles, you can read blogs, you can read, just different things that isn't just in the shape and form of a book, you know, because people like my husband who prefer articles over books, which is totally fine. Or people who prefer audiobooks right now over physical copies, which is also totally fine. But you want to be having that in your routine because it helps inspire. It, you know, influences ideas. It just can help you get to your own desired goal as a writer. Reading will do that. All right, now the last thing, let me make sure that I'll be trying to get a good part that's even. All right. Okay, so now the last thing on the list, is this even? I'm hoping so. The last thing on the list is give yourself grace. Okay? Ooh, save the best for last, why don't you? Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. That's a huge one. That's a really, really huge one, especially with writing deadlines and daily responsibilities, life responsibilities, academic responsibilities, family, like whatever, you name it. It's a lot. And I know for me, I had a lot going on 2021. I've had a lot going on for a while. And I'm, you know, just at a point where I'm not being too hard on myself or second guessing myself or, you know, just putting unnecessarily amounts of stress and pressure on myself. I'm giving myself grace, and I think it's important for you to do the same if you are going through writing anxiety. Look at that. I still got 1, 2, 3 pieces left to do. But I'm done talking, you guys. If you are a entrepreneur or authorpreneur who is looking to stop your leads from forgetting about you, you can take our audience assessment at amacoastal.com. You will get access to a survey. It's about 5 questions for you to answer, and based on the answers to your questions, that will determine which one of our Amacoastal signature trio of books will be the best choice for you to use to stop your leads from forgetting about you. And you can get access to that at amacoastal.com. And I'll talk to you guys later.